How difficult was it reliving this over the past week?
It, surprisingly, it was actually more relaxing than it was difficult. Specifically when I was on the stand. Outside of the stand, I was so tense I didn't even realize how tense I was. But it is difficult. It is difficult reliving, but it feels better to have closure than to be sitting at home waiting for trial to come.
And when that video was played, and they played it during closing several times, how difficult was that to watch, and knowing that your family and friends all around you had to watch it?
I've watched it hundreds of times so that I wouldn't have an emotional reaction while I was on the stand, because I knew that was coming. But to watch how my family and my friends and the people that are close to me react was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking to watch them go through the emotion of seeing me get hit like that.
You mentioned you're getting close to going back on duty.
Yes, sir.
How much will this help you?
Oh, it'll absolutely help me a lot. It'll get me back in the mindset of going back out there. I've been in the mindset of going back out on duty, but to have the closure, I can really move on and put my full effort into training and getting back on the road.
Speaking of training, how's the left-handed shooting thing going?
I qualified. I already qualified, so it's going really well. And I've put so much effort into shooting left-handed that I will probably be better left-handed than I am right-handed because I'm putting more effort into it.
Do you have any idea what's going to happen next time you pull behind someone with the blue lights flashing?
I'm probably going to be sweating bullets and freaking out, but I honestly believe if I maintain my tactics and I work through those first couple traffic stops with the partner in the car, I'm not going to have any problem, and I'll get over the initial emotion of it, because I'm not going to walk away from this profession.
Did the family try to talk you out of going back at all?
No, they didn't. And my wife actually told me a few days out of the hospital, she looked at me and said, if you want to go back to morning watch, go back to morning watch. I'm here to support you. I'm not here to talk you out of doing what you love doing.
And I asked you how difficult this week was. Was it difficult or cathartic seeing him sitting right over there?
It was difficult, but by the end of the week, I almost had pity for him as opposed to anger.
Why is that?
He has a terrible life, and he has a terrible life ahead of him, and I get to go live my life, and I get to go protect other people while he sits and waits for the end, basically.
My last question. Is this a story when maybe grandkids or whatever, you know how they always say, oh, tell them my grandkids. Is this something you're going to want to remember and retell, or just not?
Well, there's two different aspects to that. For other law enforcement, especially younger law enforcement like myself, you don't think this kind of stuff is going to happen, and you think if your tactics are squared away, you're not going to get shot, but you can still get ambushed. So from that aspect, taking this experience and being able to teach other law enforcement officers about it and keep them, keep them aware of situations and keep their tactics squared away is something that I do want to relive and I do want to tell other officers about. And then when my kids and my grandkids are old enough, if they want to know about it, I absolutely would like to let them know about my life before they were around.